you actually have to create the sugar that's going to be converted into alcohol and CO2. That happens through a process called malting. The grain contains starch. It's basically the seed corn of the barley, as you can see here. And that seed corn has to be germinated partially in order to create the enzymes that will convert the starch to sugar. Once the process is called malting, where that happens, where the grain is steeped and then dried, the grain is kilned, and it's either kilned to a light color or a dark color depending upon the specialty kind of grain. There's a wide variety of grains that are available that produce different types of beer, but the basis is that what you're doing in malting is creating the enzymes that will convert the starch to sugar. Once you have the enzymes in the grain, you need to grind the grain grinder, and you feed the grain into the grinder. Little device here is basically, it's a 5-gallon cooler that you get from a hardware store. You put a little bit of copper coil in the bottom. The copper coil has slots cut in it, and that allows you to basically have a glorified strainer. You take your ground malt like this, you mix it up about 1 pound of malt with a quart of water. You steep it in here at a controlled temperature, usually around 148 to 152 degrees Fahrenheit. You put the cover on, you leave it for 45 minutes to an hour while you have a home brew. And when you're done with your home brew, you come back and you open the spigot. You let the sweet liquid now that has the water with the sugars converted from the starch in the malt flow out. You rinse a little extra water on top of that in order to be able to make sure you get all of the sugar out of it. And then you take that and you put it into a boil. When I boil, I use a converted keg, the top cut off, and a spigot built into it. And I put it on a ring burner, a barbecue ring burner, with a tank of propane. What you really need is a source of water, some propane, one of those ring burners, and you don't have to even use a converted thing. There, the homebrew supply shops sell big pots, so you can get big pots. I mean, over the years, I've fiddled around and created a lot of this equipment myself, but a lot of it's pretty easy. You don't even really need one of these things. You can get something as simple as just a bucket with a spigot and a little strainer that they sell at the homebrew supply shops, and that serves for doing the mashing step as well.